daddy.
Yeah,
Alright,
Johnny.
10, 9,
From 10?
8, 5, 4.
We just used up all our gold, dude.
Yeah.
Really? That
Yeah,
wasn't
you gotta
recorded?
save it for the show.
I thought we were already showing.
No,
David.
Seriously, that
Yeah,
sucked.
that was cool.
We were doing stuff.
We're sorry.
Fuck you.
You got it?
Guess the change in my pocket wasn't enough. And I'm like, fuck you and fuck her too. If I was richer, I'd still be with ya. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? And though there's pain in my chest, I still
And we're
wish
back
you the
for
best.
another fantastic episode of Chronic Fatigue. I am Travis Cutt, joined as always by
Dave G.
Dave G. And I guess we got two special guests today. We have Andy, a returning guest.
Hello.
He actually turned away from the microphone and said hello.
Hi.
There we go. And our very, very special guest, first time appearance, Rob, a.k.a. Robbie Mayhem, a.k.a. the Rob Gobbler.
The Rob Gobbler. Yeah.
Thank you very much for being on the show, Rob.
I'm glad to be here.
So are you ready to talk about nothing for a little bit?
I do that most hours of the day. It should be fairly easy, right?
Yep. It will be good times. It'll be good times. So why don't you briefly tell the people an edited version of how we met, or how you know myself specifically, and maybe Dave.
Well, I was down in the rough trade section, and I was looking for boy prostitutes. And the only guy I could find that looked like he might have boy prostitutes.
Yeah. No
was
matter
it.
how much makeup I put on, it still looked like I had a penis.
I'm okay with that. It's not ideal.
It's not big, but it's clearly there. I could.
It's more like two jelly beans stacked.
Yes, I could pass it off as an overlarge clit. if the case called for such a thing.
But sometimes that can surprise you a little bit, but in the end, you're like, it'll be okay.
It's all right.
You know?
I'm okay with that.
What I really don't like is the stubble on the inner thigh. That's no good at all. That's really prickly.
Or after you've already fucking them, their voice drops, and it's suddenly like, oh yeah, baby, and you're like, whoa. That took me right out of character there. You at least could have faked the girl voice till the very end.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
Let
for Christ's
me
sakes.
finish. Gross. Very gross. All right. Let me look at my iPod and see what I got. Oh, yes. The highlight of my week is this, gentlemen. I cleaned my bubbler.
Wow. That's unusual for you. Usually they're filthy, dude. I've actually refused to smoke from your bubbler before because I was afraid of whatever.
I would like you to read what I have written right underneath the top thing.
It says, okay, A, cleaned my bubbler.
Yeah.
B, story about bubbler water not being clean. Rob.
Bracket,
Yeah.
Rob. Because that one time when we didn't really know each other very well, I was still living at Blake's, and you came up, and I just desperately wanted to get high. And you were like, is it clean? I'm like, yeah, it's clean. I turn around, and I turn back, and you're emptying a little bit of it into the sink, and I'm just like, oh God, no. And I remember you said the best thing. You're like, I think we have a different opinion of what clean is. And I remember thinking, what a nice way of saying, you lying bastard. It's not even close to clean. So, yeah, that
No,
goes
it
to
does.
show.
It looks shiny.
Yeah, and I'm cleaning it after every bowl.
It is. If you're gonna put poison in your body, make it good poisons.
I know. And now that I can see it, and I can see how much can go through after one bowl, I didn't change it for months. It was just like sludge.
Yeah, no, it was wrong. It was really fucking wrong.
It was wrong on so many
God
fucking
damn.
parts. Ew.
No, I used to go to your place and you guys, I hadn't done gravity bongs since I was about 22, which is a chunk of time ago now.
Dinosaurs still walk the earth.
And I didn't know you guys very well, and I would get so high that I would just get the fear.
Yeah.
And I'd be like nauseous and scared and thinking you guys were poisoning me.
Yeah.
And so I would just sit there on the couch and have my heart rate do like 240, and then have to leave. And Sean wouldn't stop fucking talking.
No. You can guarantee Sean will not.
And I would have to find a moment where all your heads turned away so I could like leave the
Where'd
unit
Rob
to go down. As I was gonna just try to like lie on the floor and like cover my eyes.
Yeah.
That
Wait till it goes
describes
away.
many days of my life a few years ago
Yeah.
perfectly.
Buckets, man. Gravity box. They are deadly. They're deadly.
Buckets.
Buckets.
Gravity.
I remember, didn't you message me or something? You said you were too high for how much we smoked?
Well,
And I felt really guilty because I thought maybe you thought I had slipped something in there.
well,
Was that was
yeah. I mean, I hadn't done a gravity bong hit seriously in 15 years. It
Yeah.
just was like, holy Christ, like that's just not what you expect. I usually need pills to get that high.
Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous. I haven't done a bucket in a year, and before that, it was exclusively how I smoked. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Everybody
That's
here
what he
knows that.
did.
Buckets on tap.
You're the only one that I know who didn't cough after buckets.
I got the iron lungs.
Iron lungs,
I say,
man.
I train daily. It's yeah.
I remember going out of my way to try to brew you oversized buckets, and never. I couldn't do it.
Somebody's got to be hero.
You used
Buckets
to,
are-
well, the worst thing is you get the Buster particles, like all the crystals, and that stuff is like smoking fiberglass.
Ew.
But it gets you really high.
Oh,
Every
well,
once in a
then-
while,
then
once
that's okay.
in a while you dump those in, and even you would cough for those.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
coughs a lot, man. He's the iron lung.
No, I think you build up a resin layer after a while.
Yeah.
And just it's like a butter, and stuff collects on that, and you can hack up all the.
Because all you guys
excess
smoke
and-
cigarettes too, right?
Yep.
But I don't smoke.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
no,
smoke
David doesn't.
Tobacco. No tobacco smoker.
Tobacco's is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Your lungs must be like this, the
I think they're green. You know,
terrible,
probably
just
green.
like coal,
I.
like your heart.
They are. They're black. My lungs are black to match my heart. Do you find smoking's catching up with you these days in your old age, young man?
Yes, it's definitely taking its toll, you know. You can start to feel it in the back of your neck and stuff like
Yeah.
that, too.
How the fuck do you smoke, dude? They have like a why do you feel it in the back of your neck?
Well, it affects your nervous system,
Oh, really?
right? The nicotine, that's
Oh, yeah.
really bad for your nerves.
Yeah.
That's why even if you're doing the patch, you think you're not poisoning yourself, but you
It's
are.
just through osmosis.
Just
you
put it
get
around your
nicotine.
Yeah.
cerebral cortex and put the nicotine in your brain.
Yeah, right there.
I put one patch on each inner ass cheek so they rub together.
Just
release
on
it
the
super
main
fast.
artery in your neck or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't they say
Let
not
it
to do
seep
that?
in.
Not to put it on a main vein?
Well, for good reason, I
Yeah,
think.
I suspect.
If you're ever gonna buy those though, save money and just buy the last step, whether it's the biggest one or the first step, and cut it. 'Cause
Yeah.
the other ones are just smaller versions of that one, and they release the exact same amount of nicotine, just
they?
different surface area. So you can save a lot of money
Huh.
by just buying the big ones and cutting them.
Or you could just be smart and not smoke at all.
Yeah, or you don't need that. Go cold turkey, or
I went
do
the
however.
other route.
Or just smoke. Smoking's fine too. You know?
Smoking's fine too.
Just smoke
Dave's
the
not
good
passing judgment on anybody.
But once a year, I have about 18 drinks, and I think I should have a cigarette now, which invariably results in projectile vomiting.
Oh, but
But-
have you never been a smoker?
No, I never have.
Huh.
I bought one pack of cigarettes in about 1992, and I had half of one cigarette and gave the rest away.
92.
They're about
What was that?
$2.50 back then.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit. No shit.
Glory days of smoking. They had ashtrays on the planes.
Yeah, I remember when
Oh,
I
not
was
in BC. BC it was like $6 a pack, and you're still heavily ostracized at that point.
Oh yeah, BC's
Yeah,
always
that's
been Ontario's a little bit.
It's
different.
weird to go into other provinces and you go into maternity wards to visit a new nephew, and then everyone's smoking, like dogs smoking in Alberta.
Yeah, I hear Alberta is like the smoke. Oh no, Montreal.
Yeah,
It's the smoking
they're
capital of
French.
Canada.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, Pierre, I must have another cigarette. Life is bleak.
It's like the doctor in Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, that's a nerd reference for everybody out there. Did you finish that show?
I did not.
It's worth.
They lost me when they had everyone doing a really bad version of All Along the Watchtower. And well, what the fuck? And I left.
I love that.
That was so weird to me. I was just like,
With the sitar?
you're not allowed to bring in. You just
Earth?
You blew up my reference. Like my.
Oh, okay.
You the universe is no longer precise and concise and packaged. It is now the multiverse. Like,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It took you
and-
out of the belief.
Yeah, and so I walked. I was done.
That's a shame because I got tingles during that part. I got musical tingles. The
Jimi
sitar,
Hendrix?
sitar version of Jimi Hendrix, and you were there when we watched it. I remember, and we watched that scene twice because it was the season finale.
Yeah, I liked that scene a lot.
I can see why it would bug you, but just from a purely musical standpoint, I was really impressed.
And it's like, I was like, wow, Bob Dylan in space. It was what I didn't understand. And if it would have been something like Firefly, where they had the history of like that used to be Earth and stuff like that, and then you could kind of say, okay, that gets like there would have been some way to link it through. But even the director afterwards said, I was just trying to show the universality of Bob Dylan's music. And I was like, what the fuck off, dude.
Yeah, probably not the best venue to make that point.
Because they could have done anything as long as the 4 or 5 of them were doing it together.
Yeah.
And like have a little light go off in their eye and all twitch and have foam at the mouth, or start saying a sequence of numbers like pi to the 38th decimal, and then we would have all got what was going on.
True.
Didn't have to fucking recite a hippie song.
That's true.
That's just me. I almost got angry there bringing that back up.
I know.
You gotta be careful. You can't just bring up like emotional things like that.
I know. Battlestar Galactica.
I'll get verklempt.
Is it John Travolta in that too, or
wrong?
Something else.
That's I don't. I that's.
I never watched.
No,
that show.
You've actually you've
confused and upset me, David.
I don't think I would watch that show if they cast John Travolta.
No
I
shit.
think so. Yeah, I was kind of wondering there.
I'm the new pilot.
No, I think when that aired, I actually stood up and started screaming at the TV, saying no, bad
TV,
no.
And that's how Rob broke his first TV.
Yeah. I go through a lot of TVs. I get embarrassed easily. When I watch TV and something bad has happened, I'll actually cringe and have to turn my head.
Yeah, there's some shit like that too. That's why I gave up on Maury. It's just too cringe.
And you are not.
Yeah,
father.
You are the baby's daddy. It's like, oh, fuck, Jesus.
That's what I get when Jersey Shore's on.
Oh, God, don't even get me started.
I've seen half of one episode.
Yeah, me too. That's all I need to see.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I got enough to understand that there's a guy with abs and a bunch of whores and a bunch of Genos. Do you remember growing up?
What is it with the orange Italians? I don't get it.
But they're not even Italians. They are another race that is not Italian.
But everyone...
They're called Jerseyans. Have you seen the South Park where they...
Oh, yeah.
It's where Jersey's taking over South Park?
Yeah. Yeah, and all those angry bitches are yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Kyle's a New Jerseyan. I don't want to ruin the episode for anybody that hasn't seen it.
Spoiler alert.
That's just a tiny preview for you.
Yeah. I saw half an episode. I just turned it off. It was fucking terrible. Do you remember growing up in London? Gino was like a derogatory term.
Yeah, that was here too. It was the you could be generally Mediterranean guy.
Yeah.
With some necklaces and a Camaro.
Yeah, and they they didn't like being called that. Richmond Row in London, where the Genos love to flow, as we used to say.
Phoenix.
And the Phoenix,
I thought there was more Portuguese guys out there and more Italians in Hamilton.
Oh, well, but Genos didn't really have a race link to it. It was anybody with the image that you described.
Okay, fair enough.
And they did not like being called it. It's like they took the word back. We're taking it back. And they love it. They call themselves that now. Mm-hmm. It's weird. Anyways.
Genos. Like Gino's Pizza, you know?
It's actually a matter of racial pride now.
Yeah, and it's like the Italians have stolen it, and they think it only refers to them. It refers to any douchebag.
Yeah. What about Guido? Isn't that
Guido is even more derogatory?
Yeah.
That's not like you start
specifically Italian.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think so. I don't know.
Now I know.
Is there a hierarchy of defamation?
Guido is at the highest, I guess.
Well, there's also WAP.
That's old. Like, has anyone ever actually heard someone say WAP to somebody? It's like 1950s. Like,
yeah,
you wouldn't even.
It's very.
I would think native
passed
Canadian
out of
or native Indian or something.
WAP? No, that was
without papers.
Okay.
This is for like an illegal immigrant.
Okay.
I guess the wetback would be the term now.
That would be a more accurate.